Magandang araw mga bata! Nandito muli tayo sa panibagong video tutorial session ni Teacher Jen. Nung nakaraan ay tinalakay natin ang tungkol sa Cartesian plane, kung saan ang Cartesian plane ay may apat na quadrant. Quadrant 1, positive at positive. Quadrant 2, negative at positive. Quadrant 3, negative at negative. Quadrant 4, positive at negative. Meron din itong y-axis, x-axis, at origin. At ano pa ang karugtong nito? Ginoong pikit. Pinag-aralan din natin ang linear equations, kung ano ang itsura ng linear equations with two variables. Ito lang naman ay ang first degree equations. Tapos, pinag-aralan natin ang slope. Ano naman ang slope, Christian? Ang slope ay steepness of the line. Ginamit natin yung may formula at saka yung rise over run. Ngayon naman, ay ito ang karugtong. Okay, so good day. So ngayon, ang gagawin po natin ay itutuloy po natin yung natitirang discussion natin para sa week 5. Okay? Now, sa week 5 kasi, we discuss about the Cartesian plane, katulad nung sinabi nung dalawa kanina, and pinahapyawan natin yung slope. Ngayon, bibigyan natin ng maraming examples yung slope. Ang gagawin natin, we're going to use 2 points at saka getting slope from the equation. So, pakita ko lang yung module na ginawa ko. Okay, so as you remember, dun sa naunang YouTube video ko, we discussed about the formula of the slope wherein you have the ratio of y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Yan. So these are the examples. Okay, may halo na siyang solution. Okay, ang gagawin lang natin is we're going to solve it again. Okay, so let us try number 1. Our given is number 1. You have 1, 2, and 3, 5. So as you can see, our given is both located in quadrant 1 kasi parehas silang positive. Positive numbers, yung 1 and 2, 3 and 5 is also positive numbers. But the quadrant doesn't matter. Okay, ni-recall lang natin. So let's have the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we're going to write down the label. So here x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay. Then after that, kung ano yung label na nilagay natin, yun din yung given na ipa-plug in natin or isa-substitute natin. So y sub 2 is 5. So this is 5 minus y sub 1 is 2. So you have 5 minus 2 all over 3. So 3 minus 1. Okay, kung ano po yung nakalagay sa formula, yun po ang ilalagay natin. Hindi po pwede nating mapagbaliktad dito kasi may iba yung ating answer. Okay, so you have 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So the slope is 3 over 2. So since it is positive 3 over 2, the line is going right. As we recall on our first video, if you have positive slope, your line is going right. And if it's negative slope, your line is going left. Okay. So, paki-screenshot muna ng mga nagnanais na sumubaybay. Ayan. Pwede nyo pong i-screenshot. Pwede nyo rin naman na balikan. Okay, so let's proceed on another slide. So, the answer is 3 over 2. How about if we're going to try our method last time? So, ito po, pinlat ko na siya. So, as I said earlier, the 2 points are located at quadrant 1. So, let's have a print screen. Then, dikit natin. Print screen, tapos dikit natin. Control V. Ayun. Nasama ako. Siyempre, ika-crop mo yan. Crop, crop, crop. Kakrop natin yan. Okay, so nakikita ninyo na ikinakrop ko mismo. Kasi po gusto ko pong tanggalin yung face ko na na-capture. Yan, pwede na po siguro yan. Yan. Wait lang. I think ito. Ayan, pwede na yan. Tapos, okay, done. Kasi ang gusto ko lang naman is mabilang yung magawa yung ginawa natin last time. Okay. So, pagka pinlat naman natin, pag pinlat naman natin ito, ganito po yung itsura niya. Siya na yung lapis ko. Okay. So, alalahanin natin, recall natin, the slope is the ratio of rise over run. So, rise over run. So, we're going to draw a right triangle here. Yan. Hindi tuwid ang aking right triangle. Okay. So, mapapansin nyo, meron tayong right triangle dyan. Tapos, we're going to count the number of units. So, 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. So, this is 3. So, your rise is 3 units. Your run is 2 units. So, 3 over 2. So, this is 3 halves. Okay. So, our answer is still 3 halves. Now, I have a question. Mayroong mga magtataka. Ma'am, why is it y sub 2 minus x sub 1 ay minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1? Actually, the derivation of this formula requires another field ng math. Okay? Meron kasing sa derivation nito, gagamit ka po kasi ng distance formula na hindi maiintindihan ng bata kasi meron tayong radicals na ginagamit. Kaya hindi ko ma-share sa ngayon, kung paano nakuha ang formula na ito. Pero sa maaari kong maipaliwanag kung bakit nauna ang y sub 2 sa y sub 1. Samantalang ang 1 ay nauna kay 2, tama? Bakit nauna ang y sub 2 sa y sub 1? Bakit hindi sila pwedeng magpalit? Just because y sub 2 is the final distance and y sub 1 is the initial distance. So y sub 2 is initial location and y sub 1 is y sub 2 is the final location and y sub 1 is the initial location. Okay, so yun po yung reason bakit y sub 2 ang nauna. So ito yung final, paliwanag ko po. X sub 1, y sub 1, ito yung initial. Tapos x sub 2, bura-bura rin. Wait lang, burahin ko muna. Okay. Bakit daw nauna ang y sub 2 sa y sub 1? Tinanong din sa akin to ng bata last year. Okay, ito is final. Yan. So, alam natin ang points shows location. So, parang lumalabas dito, x sub 1, y sub 1 is the initial location and x sub 2, y sub 2 is the final location. So, ang mangyayari, parang ang concept niya, since ang slope natin ay rise over run, parang yan ay y over x because y is rise and x is run. But since then, ang slope is parang pagkuha ng distansya ng linya. Okay? So, ang mangyayari is final minus initial. Final minus initial. So, huling location minus last location. Pero, dahil dalawa yan, no? Isang final, isang initial. Ito ngayon yung final natin. Y sub 2, x sub 2. Ito yung initial natin. Y sub 1, x sub 1. So, final minus initial. Ganun ang ano niyan, paliwanag. Pero yung pinaka-derivation niyan, yung computation, paano siya nagkaganyan, gagamit pa tayo ng analytic geometry. Okay? Yung distance, hindi maaarok pa ng bata, hindi pa maintindihan ng bata. So, ganyan lang muna. Yan yung simpleng paliwanag na maaari kong i-share. Kaya nauna ang y sub 2 because that is the final location ng point. So, final minus initial. Yan. Kaya hindi po pwedeng magpalit. Hindi po pwedeng magpalit ng ng pwesto. Kasi ang initial hindi pwedeng maging final at ang final hindi pwedeng maging initial. Yun po, when it talks about location. Kasi ang mga points natin, ang pinag-uusapan po natin dyan ay location. So, yun po. Yun po yung neto. Pero kung sakaling gusto nyo makita yung derivation nito, okay lang naman. Just comment with my YouTube channel. No? Sa mga susunod, ilalabas ko yung derivation. Kaya lang, baka hindi panoorin ng bata kasi hindi pa akma sa kanilang, sa kanilang level. Yan. Anyway, pwede na siguro akong mag-proceed sa second example. Yan, basta tatandaan, final minus initial. So parehas naman sila ng answer. Parehas na yung answer kahit mag-points ka, kahit mag-computations ka. Yan. Okay, let's have second example. Then later we're going to answer the questions. Okay. So number 2, negative 1, 3, negative 1, 3, negative 2, 4. Yan. So ito po yung computation ko sa taas. View natin. I-zoom natin ng konti. Yan. Negative 1 and 3 and negative 2, 4. So ganyan pa rin yung ginawa ko. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So my y sub 2 is 4. Itong 4 ang y sub 2. And y sub 1 is 3. So 4 minus 3, 1. Then ito, negative 2 minus negative 1. Okay. So mapapansin nyo, nagbago tayo ng sign. Why is it nagbago tayo ng sign? Just because in-apply natin ang rule of subtraction. Okay. So let's proceed to number 2. Okay. This one, negative 1, 3, negative 2, 4. So still, we're going to use the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So this is your final location. This is the final location. So you're going to label x sub 2, y sub 2, and this is your initial location. So this is x sub 1, y sub 1. Okay. So plug natin. Lagay natin yung mga dapat na ilagay. So y sub 2 is 4. So 4 minus 3, because 3 is y sub 1, all over negative 2 minus negative 1. Okay, so here we're going to apply the rule of subtraction. Actually, we're going to apply rule of subtraction all the time. Nagkataon lang sa number 1 kanina is pwede na siyang idiretso. Ito kasi merong negative, kaya kailangan i-apply talaga natin. So, you have now, ano ba yung rule ng subtraction? So, rule of subtraction is change the sign of subtrahend and proceed to addition. So, on the numerator, your subtrahend is 3, positive 3. So, you're going to make it negative, then proceed sa addition. Here in denominator, you have negative 2. From negative 1, you make it positive 1. Then proceed to addition. So you have now 4 plus negative 3, that would be 1. Negative 2 plus positive 1, that would be negative 1. So that would be negative 1 over negative 1. So this would be negative 1. Okay, so the answer is negative 1. So if the slope is negative, so the line is going left. Line is going left. Okay, so that's how we apply the formula of slope. Paano kung gawin natin sa number 1 yung rule of subtraction? Paano kung gusto nating i-apply? Parehas lang ba ng answer? Sige, check natin. Parehas ng answer. Sorry. Ayan natin. 1, 2, and ano nga yung given ko dito? 1, 2, and 3, 5. Let's apply. So here our answer is negative 1. Let's have another. We have 1, 2, and 3, 5. So pag in-apply natin yung formula kanina, yung 5 minus 2 tsaka 3 minus 1, paano kung in-applyan natin ng subtraction? Ganun pa rin ba ng answer? So let us see. So kung ito ay 2, positive 2 gagawing negative, proceed sa addition, then you have 3 plus, from positive 1, gagawin mo tong negative, then proceed sa addition. Kasi laging change the sign of subtrahend, then proceed sa addition. So 5 plus negative 2 is positive 3, 3 plus negative 1 is 2. So same answer pa rin, parehas. Yun nga lang, I will advise na laging nyong gagamitin ang rule of subtraction kasi pag hindi nyo po yun ginawa, magkakamali kayo ng answer sa ibang mga given, sa iba pang mga items. Okay, so si number 2, kung gusto po ninyong i-plot, pwede nyo rin pong i-plot, but I guess they will have the same answer, negative 1 pa rin. Okay, so here, balikan natin. Meron na lang ako dito natitirang dalawang exercises, dalawang given. So dito nilagay ko naman na yung aking solution. Okay, meron na siyang answer. So paki-verify na lang viewers. Okay. So dito meron tayong answer na 0. Bakit siya nag-0? Kasi sa taas 0, 6 minus 6, 0. So your slope is 0. Here, nagkaroon tayo dito ng slope na undefined because the numerator is 0. Yan, kaya undefined siya. Okay, so the slope cannot be defined. Kasi 2 minus 2, you have 0. 4 minus 3, you have 1. Yan. Okay, so pakita ko lang yung example. Ayan, 5, 3 and 3, 6 ba? 5, 6 and 3, 6. I-solve nga natin sa kanila to. 5, 6 and 3, 6. So 5, 6 and 3, 6. So slope natin is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 equals, so here is y sub 2, here is y sub 1. So you have 6 minus 6 over, ito 3, 6, x sub 2 and x sub 1. So this would be 3 minus 5. So 6 minus 6, this would be 0 over 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Or 3 plus negative 5. So that's negative 2. Now, if we're going to plot, let us see, bakit siya 0? Bakit 0 ito? 3, 4, 5. Tapos, let's say this is 6. So this is, sorry. So this is 5, 6. And this is 3, 6. Okay. So kung mapapansin nyo, ang lines kasi natin ay nakahiga or horizontal. So nagiging slope ang 0 kapag ang line ay horizontal. Now, if you remember on my previous video, meron po akong pina-answer na y equals 4. Nasa 4 naman siya. So, itong y equals 4 is horizontal all throughout. So, ang answer, ang slope din po nito ay 0. So, the slope is 0. Yan. Okay. So, naintindihan. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng horizontal na slope kapag ang line natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng horizontal na 0. Ay, hindi, ulit. Nagkakaroon tayo ng slope na 0 kapag ang line natin ay horizontal. And another pattern na makikita ninyo is y sub 2 is equals to y sub 1. Pag parehas sila ng value, that's the time the slope is 0. Next, ano yung isang given natin? Yung undefined. Puntahan nga natin ang undefined. Tapos na tayo sa 0. Ngayon naman ay ang undefined. Pag undefined naman, you have now, 2, 3, and 2, 4. Let's try 2, 3, and 2, 4. Last example, 2, 3, and 2, 4. Okay, so y sub 2, y sub 1. So, ulit-ulitin kong isulat ang formula hanggang sa matandaan ng mga bata. Siyempre, mga bata, matatandaan nyo to kung nagsosolve din po kayo. So, you have 4 minus 3. Dito, x sub 2, x sub 1. So, you have 2 minus 2. So, you have 1 over 0. Okay. So, 1 over 0, this is undefined. Bakit undefined? Because your divisor is 0. Alam natin, sa rule ng division, kailangan ang divisor mo is any real numbers except 0. So, pwedeng negative, pwedeng positive. So, ang 0 kasi, you cannot define kung positive siya or negative. Kaya ang nagiging resulta, kapag nagiging divisor siya, nagiging undefined yung ating answer. Yan. Okay. So, meron pang malalim na explanation kung bakit undefined ng 0. Minsan, pwedeng gamitin mo sa perspective ng calculus. Pwede mong gamitin sa perspective ng real numbers. But one thing for sure, 0 is not positive or negative. Kaya hindi mo madedetermine kung ano yung quotient mo. Okay. Pero yung kanina, 0 over, ano ba yun? Basta, kapag ang nasa taas is 0, lagay natin dito. Pero pag ganito yung nakuha nating answer, where n is any real number, this is automatically 0. Kasi define yung ating divisor. Wait lang po ah. Kasi yung ating divisor, itong n, is defined. Pwede siyang positive, pwede siyang negative. Meron talaga siyang value. Ito kasing 0, hindi mo malaman kung positive siya or negative. Kaya undefined. Okay. Now, let's graph. Let's plot the points. You have 2, 3. 2, 3. So, ito yung 2, 3. 2, 4. Sorry, hindi makatotohanan ng aking number line. So, yan, 2, 4. So, gamit ako ibang kulay. So, meron pa dito. So, ito yung line natin. Ano napansin nyo sa line natin? Nakatayo siya. Right? So, our slope is undefined if the graph or if the line is vertical. Okay, pag nakatayo. Or, kung mapapansin nyo sa ating pattern, x sub 2 is equal to x sub 1. So, that is undefined. So, at one glance, makikita mo kung undefined siya or hindi. Anong may tutulong ng pattern? Malilis yung time mo mag-solve pag marunong kang tumingin ng pattern. Nung nakaraan, sa video ko, nilagay ko po, iniwan ko yung question about x equals 3. So, nandito. So, yung x equals 3 ay vertical. So, ibig sabihin, ang slope po nito ay undefined rin. Yan. Undefined. So, the slope is also undefined. Pagpasensyahan nyo na po yung line, sumasayaw siya. Talagang hindi ko ma-correct or maituwid yung line. Okay. So, yun yung ilang emphasis regarding sa slope. So, nung kanina, mas ginamit natin yung solution, yung formula. Pinaliwanag ko kung bakit ganun yung formula. And ano yung apat na tatandaan natin? Kapag ang slope ay positive, going right. Pag ang slope ay negative, going left. Kapag ang slope ay horizontal, pag ang line ay horizontal, the slope is 0. Pag ang line ay vertical, the slope is undefined. Okay, so I hope as you receive your module, this video will help you a lot. And if you have some questions, just PM me or drop nyo lang sa comment section. Okay, so for now, we're going to get the slope. So natapos tayo sa computations, natapos tayo sa graph. Ngayon naman, doon tayo sa getting the slope using the equation of the line. Okay, so introduce ko muna yung equation of the line. So, meron tayong dalawang klase ng equation of the line. Sa linear, meron tayong standard. Sa standard form, si standard form is in the form ax plus by equals c, where a and b is numerical coefficient ng x natin, and c is constant, any number. And we also have line intercept, slope intercept form. So, slope intercept form. So, this would be in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Yan. Okay, so pasensya na sa aking messy handwriting. Pero naiintindihan naman. Sana. Okay, next. Okay, so here is my 5 examples. So technically, maliit na y yan. Nag-autocorrect kasi itong aking word. So once na natanggap nyo to, kayo na lang mag-correct. Ganyan na lang y na maliit. Okay, so you have y equals 2x. Let's have it. Okay, so ngayon alam nyo na, nang gagamitin natin ay slope-intercept form. Gamit yung equation. So, our example is y equals 2x. So, where is the slope? So, our slope is the coefficient of x, or number beside the variable x. So, our slope is 2. How about y-intercept, or b? So, y equals 2x, is the same as y equals 2x plus 0. So here, this is your b. So, or y-intercept. So your b is equals to 0. So your slope is 2 and your y-intercept is 0. Okay. Second example. This is the easiest part. Actually, this is the easiest part. Kukunin mo lang yung slope, titingnan mo lang sa sa equation. So here you have negative 2x plus 1. So again, this is your m, this is your m, and this is your b. So you have m is equals to negative 2 and your b is equals to 1. So that's the answer. So this is now the slope, negative 2. Number 3, how about if you only have a given 5, y equals 5. So what does it mean? So y equals 5 is the same as y equals 0x plus 5. So makikita mo, here is the slope and 5 is the y-intercept. So m is 0, y-intercept is 5. Okay. So dito, ang gagawin ng ibang bata dito, i-graph nila. Tapos makikita nila yan, uy, y equals 5, ang graph nila ay horizontal. So dito is m equals 0. Yung iba naman, pwede yung gawin ito. Y equals 0, x plus 5 para makita mo na 0 talaga siya. Okay. Now, last example. Let's have our last example. Let's have fraction. Say y equals 3 halves x minus 2 over 5. So where is your slope? So your slope is here. Oops. Wait lang. Wait lang po. Okay. So your slope is, ayan na, naiba ng kulay. Anyway. So your slope is 3 halves. And your y-intercept is negative 2 over 5. Okay, so as simple as that. Now, what if the equation of the line is in the form ax plus by equals c? Is it possible to get the slope kung naka-standard siya? So I will tackle this lesson on the next video. So for now, sa mga bata po ito, I challenge you na itong standard form ay gawin ninyong slope-intercept form. Okay? Now, let's call it a day. Sa maiksing video na to, napakadali kasi. So I hope ito mapaperfect ng mga bata itong lesson na to. Okay, so hayaan na natin yung dalawa. Sila na ang mag-close. Kung meron lang kayong question, meron kayong clarification, ilagay lang sa aking comment section o kaya sa messenger. Okay, sige. So, bye-bye! 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 Bye-bye!
Oh mga bata, alam nyo na kung paano kukumputin ang slope. Una, kukunin natin ang rise over run. Bibilangin natin ang slope sa pamamagitan ng number units of rise over number units of run. Pagkatapos, pwede naman natin itong makuha sa pamamagitan ng formula. Yung m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Tandaan, hindi pwedeng magkabaliktad ang y sub 2 at y sub 1 kasi ang y sub 2 ay final at ang y sub 1 ay initial. Lahat ng may subscript na 1 ay una, lahat ng may subscript na 2 ay pangalawa. Mga bata, huwag nyo rin kakalimutang i-lowest term ang final answer. O, babalik na ako kay na Ginoong Pikit gamit ang rise over run. O mga bata, susunduin ko muna si na Ginoong Pikit at Gatsip na yan. Pero ngayon ay ilo-launch ko muna ang mga modules at aakyat tayo na parang slope gamit ang rise over run. So ito na ang modules. Ay, ako, yung modules, hindi ako. Okay, alright. Tara na. Dalawang run, isang rise. Dalawang run, isang rise. Dalawang run, isang rise. Dalawang run, isang rise. Dito na ako. Oh, Christian, pinamigay mo na ba ang mga modules? Oo naman, nilaunch ko na po. O mga bata, huwag niyong kalimutan na sagutan ang inyong mga modules pag ito ay natanggap niyo na. Ingat!